Good evening, parents. My name is Julie Conroy, and I am your child's math teacher. If you've accessed this on my website, you are able to see my schedule. But I teach resource math here at Reagan High School. I teach algebraic reasoning, Algebra 1, and also geometry resource. Resource just means that we move a little slower. We break down the lessons a little more detail. It's smaller grouped classes. And so we just move a little slower, a little more detailed than the online classes. Just to kind of give you a little rundown of how I run my classes, 95 to 99% of what we do in class here, we do in class. So I don't typically assign homework. What I assign to your student, they should and are capable of completing in the classroom. If your child has an unacceptable grade or a low grade in this class, it typically means that they probably are not utilizing their time in class well, or that they did not do well on a quiz or a test and they just need to retake that or make corrections on that. I typically find and allow time throughout the day for that, or I will tell your student that they would need to come in for tutoring for that. I sometimes will give them a retake and just tell them to take it home and redo it there and then return it. When they have to correct or do a retake for a test or a quiz, they are allowed to use any resources they can find to help them. We want them to find the information to help them find the correct answer. So they can use you, they can use Google, they can use all of their notes and those kinds of things. We do use notes for all of our quizzes. Quizzes are like the practice for the big game is what I tell the kids. Quizzes are practice for the big game. And so we use our notes to help us with the quizzes. When it comes to our tests, the big game, we don't use our notes. And so, so they are allowed to use your notes. We do quite a bit of note taking in this class, but a lot of it really is just following along and copying down what I write down. I will give them worksheets with examples, and we will work through the examples together, and and they just copy those things down. If I see that they struggle with getting all the information down, I will also provide them with my copies of the notes and complete examples. But I always expect them and want them to make their best effort to take their best notes. And most of them do. Most of them do a great job, as I need them to pay attention and learn, right? I need them to pay attention and sort of absorb the information the best they can on their own versus just, not really paying attention to me and looking out the window while I talk, so to speak. So let's see here. What else can I tell you about that? The kids all have mailboxes here in the classroom, and I encourage them to leave all of their information here in the classroom. They'll have a journal for this class. Notes, I tell them what can go in their journal for notes. I encourage them to leave it here again because we don't really assign homework, then it's all here. So then there's less confusion of, well, I took it home and I didn't bring it back and, or I lost it and I don't know where it is kind of thing. They have their own mailbox where they can leave their information here for class. My other big thing I can tell you is that I'm a stickler this year for phones. We had to do a lot of digital and online and electronics last year. So I have become quite the stickler this year for phones. I require phones to be completely out of sight unless there are times where I want them to use them. And there are times where they get to use them. Or if they're working on something on their own at the end of the class and they ask if they can listen to music, I will let them listen to music. Sometimes I'll play my own music, which they don't always like, but I'll do it for them anyways. But I provide a place for them to actually hang their phone and charge it when they are here in class. So their options when they come in, I tell them nothing in their ears, and phone completely out of sight. So they can put it in the caddy and hang their phone and charge it, or it has to be deep in their backpacks, out of view. So not upside down on their desk, not in their pocket. I don't want it on their person. And I tell them it's just so it's less tempting, right? It's just tempting. So completely out of sight, so it's not tempting. So if you are ever trying to contact your child and expecting a response from them and don't get it, you may question whether they're in my class because I will not allow them to respond to you. If you ever, for any reason, need to contact your student during the school day or particularly during my class and you can't get a hold of them, you are always welcome to call the front office and they know where your student is and can find them for you. You are always welcome to reach out to me. I do have the benefit of a phone in my room, so you can call me or you can email me. Okay. It is a pleasure to work with your student. I'm excited to have them physically back in my classroom this year and looking forward to a great year with them. So thank you so much for your time And again, don't ever hesitate to reach out to me if you ever have any questions or need. Thank you. Have a good night.